Good evening. After more than 25 years of fighting over the silvery minnow in the Rio Grande, an environmental group is suing the feds, saying they're not doing enough to save the endangered fish. The group thinks it's time to let the river flow like it used to. News 13's Ariana Kraft joins us now with details.
28 years after the silvery minnow was listed as endangered, there are fewer of them in the river now than there were then. And with the Rio Grande running dry over the summer, the lawsuit says things need to change fast.
It's a tiny little minnow, but its population collapse shows that the Rio Grande is dying.
Silvery minnows used to have more than 1,000 miles of habitat in the Rio Grande, but are now limited to a 175-mile stretch from the Cochiti Dam down to the Elephant Butte Reservoir.
It's a combination of the dams, the diversion of water, as well as the habitat modification or channel narrowing through the flood barriers, in particular through the Albuquerque area, that have restricted that channel and limited the ability of the silvery minnow to spawn and to thrive.
The lawsuit filed by the environmental group Wild Earth Guardians focuses on a 2016 biological opinion, which was a plan set by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service authorizing federal water management in the Middle Rio Grande. The lawsuit alleges that the Bureau of Reclamation and Fish and Wildlife Service are violating the Endangered Species Act.
The lawsuit is being filed now because we've had nearly 6 years of operating under this plan to see if it was going to work. Wild Earth Guardians has been suspicious for years that the plan did not set forth enough concrete mechanisms to ensure that it was going to be effective.
According to Wild Earth Guardians, the silvery minnow population is at just 4% of the minimum goal set by the Fish and Wildlife Service.
It's below 0.2 fish per 100 meters squared, I believe.
The lawsuit is calling for federal agencies to develop enforceable measures so that dams and diversions in the Middle Rio Grande don't jeopardize the survival or recovery of endangered species.
Some of that is certainly getting more water in the river during critical times. It's also, taking into consideration the fact that climate change is having demonstrable impacts on the river. It's reducing flows and is projected to continue to do so into the future.
Daniel Timmons with the Wild Earth Guardian says this lawsuit is just a piece of the ultimate goal to restore the Rio Grande as a whole. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Ariana. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and Bureau of Reclamation would not comment on this lawsuit.